Are you tired of people always telling you what you want to hear and not what you need to hear? Me too. Are you ready to actually do something about it? Hi, I'm Loren Lahav, and for the past 30 plus years, I've been blessed to speak and to impact thousands of people around the world. I've shared the stage with the world's top thought leaders, including Barbara Walters, Tony Robbins, Barbara Corcoran, and Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm also a personal development, lifestyle, and business coach, event producer, and entrepreneur with businesses in over 25 countries. I'm a wife and a proud mama to 3 and a bonus mom to 1. Trust me when I tell you, it took me many years of buying into my old story of I'm not enough and lots of grit to finally let go of the BS. So I understand firsthand what it means and what it took. They don't call it the school of hard knocks for nothing. This podcast is my way of breaking down the BS filters of what we say, what we do, and how we interact with others. I will be sharing what worked for me, yet more importantly, what didn't work for me. This is a no fluff podcast where we will address real life issues that seem to surface when you least expect it, relationship conflict and breakdowns, and real solutions. I will share from my life experiences and those of other everyday heroes, as well as the world's top experts, are all here to help you grow through the process of letting go and finally expressing your true voice, who you are and what you stand for. In a world of political correctness and living our lives on social media, it's hard to know what is real. And are you taking in so much information but not applying what you've learned? In my life, I always look to the people who understand what I'm going through and are willing to get honest and forthcoming with me to help me grow through these challenges. Trust me, I've had them all, and I'm going to take the time to be as real as possible and get to solutions. I've had financial issues, parenting issues, marriage issues, emotional issues. You know, the list goes on. I've learned from my challenges, I've grown from them, and continue to learn from them. I see them now as opportunities. With this podcast, we're going to tune up our lives. I'll be your cup of espresso to get you through whatever you're going through in your life that's holding you back, to give you that confidence and trust of knowing someone is there to help and guide you, yet you have to do the work. So strap in, hang on tight, and let's get real. I am so excited. Do you know when the last time we actually did a podcast was? I do. I do.
April
May.
of last. Oh, I was close. I was close.
Ring, 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 ring. Oh my gosh, Dawn, who would ever imagine? Well, I actually kind of I fell in love with you when we did that first podcast. I'm like, I have a feeling we're going to be doing something together. Mm-hmm. And look, here we are, less than, oh my gosh.
Almost a year though, Loren. Think about that. That's crazy.
We're
coming up on a year, and I feel like I've known you for 25, which is good, right? It's like, let's go. Yes.
Well, I think our biggest thing is we have the same love that we do. And I think about you now every day of my life. And I just want to thank you in front of everybody for my rabbit raisin ice machine, because I am so happy. I drink so much water now, and I've saved so much money by not going to Coffee Bean for my rabbit raisin ice cream. I mean, not ice cream, ice.
Ice, yes. She's talking about those little baby nugget ice. I bought her a machine for the holidays because I was trying to help her save money, because that's what I do. I help people save money and I help people spend money. But it's a thing, Loren, it's so funny now. Every time I go get because I fill up my water bottle every day, multiple times a day with that ice. And I think of you all the time because you just love yours. So
see, there you go. And then I just want to thank you, because I have really implemented something that we talked about on the podcast back then, actually. And I think I was sharing with you when I took you to go shopping here in Las Vegas when you came to visit. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to take you to my favorite place where I shop. And we went there. And then my friends who own the place, I'm like, I wonder how much money that I spend here. And they actually pulled up how much money. They're like, I know exactly how much money you spend. I'm like, no, please don't tell me. And you and I were talking about, how do you love your life, but also are you smart? How can you be smart and really save money as well? So I want to acknowledge you again for helping me see things differently. And and I've got a new strategy, and I'm so proud of myself. And it's really thanks to you. So I'm going to talk first about this and just acknowledge you from what I learned what I learned by talking with you on the podcast, and what I learned by just being around you and learning from you. And I think I'm a pretty smart girl, but I never knew how I would be impacted so much by some of the little tweaks that you helped me with. So we were talking, you were wearing a shirt. One time I'm like, oh my God, we were doing a call, one of our prep calls for our On Your Worth with our On Your Worth team. You remember this? I'm like, oh my God, it's such a freaking cute sweater. And you're like, rent the runway.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? And you're like, yeah, Loren, rent the runway. And I used to do it like for big, just big events with regards to it. And I'm like, what if I really gave myself a challenge? Okay. And I was like, if I really gave myself a challenge. So I went on my birthday, bought myself some clothes. And then I was like, that's it. I'm not buying any clothes. I'm not buying any clothes right now. And I have not, can you imagine? I went, look at the doggy. I went, and since November, and here we are, it is the end of January. I haven't bought any clothes. And it feels, I know, I'm so proud of myself. I went and I was like, I feel so good. I feel like financially, like I thought about like how much money that I saved, where now, how I can use that for my trip with Asher to go to Europe, how I can take all of that and I put it more into like a fund for her. I think I have that one of those apps that I have, and I'm just putting it into the fund for us. So I want to thank you for that, because that was a great little tweak.
It is. And you know what, Loren, that's why we are here today, right? It's all about helping each other think differently, bigger, all of the things. And you've done the same thing to me. I think of my journey of just being one-on-one with clients and helping them just do what you were saying. Like, how do you not just save money, but how do you enjoy and spend money today and live for today and plan for tomorrow at the same time? And I got to tell you, Loren, it wasn't until I saw you that I could really learn the depth of your integrity as a human being and how you're willing to give and help people, every single person that you come in contact with. I don't know how many times I've heard you say, I love this person. I love that person. Oh my God, I love this person. Like, you love everybody, but what you're willing to do is put your tail on the line and put your time on the line and to give to other people before you even want in return to help yourself. And I, who have been going from one-on-one, helping people with their money, to scaling and going one-on-many, right? And we have talked over and over and over how much financial resources I have put in building my own, advisory digital online platform. And it wasn't until I came in contact with you that you were like, hey, I want to help you think differently about this. And I want to help support you. And how can we work together to grow something bigger? So here's the thing, Loren, is that you're the first person that I've came in contact with that says 1 + 1 = 3, Dawn.
Yep.
1 Loren + 1 Dawn can equal 3, not just trying to go, how can I get things from you, Dawn?
Right.
And you have changed my life in just the last 10 months too. So,
well, thank you. And I think that's what it's about. It really is about that collaboration. And I have to hand it to, my parents talking about that. My parents, that was that you have to come in whole into a relationship, right? So what in a relationship, lots of times people go 1 + 1 = 2. No, it doesn't. You're not coming in to get at something. You're coming in to give and to create magic together. So when I think about my mom all the time. When my dad passed away, thank goodness that she had her own knowing of self, so that when now she's 87, it's however many years, 16 years since my dad has passed away, but at least she knew who she was. And that's a big thing, I think, for us also. And you said something interesting, because you talked about that you're used to being the one-on-one and now going to one-to-many. And if you think about levels of leadership, that's really what levels of leadership are. Then that first level of leadership is that we talk about, you got to be able to lead yourself, right? And so you shouldn't go out. We always say you shouldn't clean up the community until you clean up your own backyard, because there's a lot of people, it's like, oh, let me go take care of you. And then that you go and you see their closet and it's a mess, right? And so they're not really walking the talk. So I think that what I'm most proud of about us with the people that we have as part of this, they are all walking their talk. They are the real deal. It's no BS. And so I love, once again, when I thought about us and, what we're creating, that whole mindset, money, and mission, in order for us, I was like, hey, you know what, if we really want to grow this, and if I really want to make sure that we are three together, I was like, I'm going to go try this thing that she talks about not spending on clothes for a while. I feel so free. I just want to say, and I love clothes, right? But I feel so free. And that's that leadership number one. And then you talked about leadership, the second level of leadership that we always talk about is one-on-one, right? How do you get in rapport with people? How do you understand what's important to different people? You do the great core values exercise with regards to everybody. And so everybody that comes to Own Your Worth, they get to come into the Own Your Worth lounge and they can go and see Dawn's program. She also has a new book that's coming out. That's going to be exciting. But then we're at level 3. And what that's where we're at right now is with regards to how can we get to one-to-many. And like you said, there's a huge wound. I've been in the personal development world forever. And it was like, in order for you to be successful, you have to build this and do this and spend money here and spend money there and spend money there. And then people are like, well, when is it going to happen? And it's been a huge wound that I've seen forever. And it's the wound, yes. And that's why we're doing this collaboration, because we're so much better, together, and we get all tides rise, right? Like that's what this is really about.
It is. And you just said so many great nuggets there. I don't even know where to go. But it is, Loren, it's that in my life of 2 decades of giving financial advice, so many people have the scarcity mindset. And I've even witnessed that as I've tried to grow my leadership one-on-many. And, people are always trying to sell each other. If you buy my course, if you come into my platform, if you do this, if you pay me 20 grand, if you pay me 40 grand, I'll be your advisor. I will do this. And it's like, okay, then I trust people. And that's one of my weaknesses is I trust too many people and I give the money out. And I'm giving money out to people that their platform worked for them, but it doesn't work for everybody else. And it's a scarcity of just buy my thing because I need to make money. Buy my thing. And I think, when I came in contact with you and I decided to partner with you on Own Your Worth Experience, I think that is the main mission of this whole event is bringing women together that want to not think from a scarcity mindset, but think about what we can do together. Because Loren, as you know, you have different skills than I do. And I have different skills than you do. And that's the beautiful thing of the math that can go 1 + 1 isn't actually 3. 1 + 1 can equal 10,000.
10,000. Yeah.
Right. And it's like when we are in our lane and we're thinking with our strengths and we're in our zone of genius and we utilize a team of experts behind us, what can really happen there? And I think that's the most beautiful thing is we're finally creating with your leadership and your connections of this beautiful experience together where it's not this sales pitch of how are we going to connect with people and network so I can sell my stuff. No, it's like, how can I connect with other people to broaden my thinking so I can help this person and this person can help me grow into something bigger than we ever thought possible. And that's
look what's happened just on our speaker calls. Look at the sisterhood that's been created of women who didn't even know each other, right? I knew all of them, well, pretty much all of them, but look at the magic that's happening between them, right? And then, like you said, if the exponential growth that's happening for there, or the generosity that's happening, from there, this person, you're giving your books to all of our VIPs. Rhonda's giving her books to her VIPs. Juliana, who's my photographer here in town, she's giving all of the VIPs a session. It's all about abundance, right? This whole thing, Or my friend Stephanie Jackson that I just shared about, the very first person to buy a ticket to the event. When I put out there that I was doing the event, she was the very first person. And then I put up a post that I wanted to give some people some tickets to Own Your Worth and for them to share their stories. Oh my gosh. And I thought I'd get like maybe 30 stories, maybe. I thought for sure. You know how many I've gotten? Do you know how many, Dawn, how many stories I've gotten so far in 2 days?
950.
You would have lost the whatchamacallit, whatever that game show is. No, but about 350. And I was like, I just want to be able to gift all of them, right? Because there's a part of them that's like they know that it's time to own their worth. And we're really, for us, like owning your worth means not playing small anymore. Right. I mean, that we're told that that's enough, that you should be happy with what, with what you have. And, but for all of us, it's really about mission. Right. And I love in the core values exercise, I've done a lot of freaking values exercise and I kind of rolled my eyes. I will be honest. I was like, freaking seriously, like another freaking values exercise. Oh my God. Right. Because and then I was like, you know what? No, I got to really sit back and I'm going to do it in the class, in the lounge, which was awesome. And I was driving. So when I came home and, did the exercise, I'm like, oh my gosh, I had such a huge breakthrough. And I realized, that meaningful work was my number one core value for sure, without a doubt with regards to that. So I want to thank you for that because that was awesome. And I can't wait for everybody to experience that.
Right. And I go back to, the core value exercise, meaningful work, all of those things are super important because, to go back to your spending, Loren, you said like you used to buy all these clothes and spend hundreds, if not thousands. I won't tell you what she spent. I saw the number, you guys, but I'm not going to tell you what she spent. But Loren can still feel free and still have really good clothes. And if that is her core value, to feel good in her skin and the clothes help her do that, then go ahead, do it. But can we do it in a different way that allows you more flexibility with your money, where you're in charge of making your decisions and you can still be able to live for today and do the things that you want to do and wear the clothes and just do it in a little bit different way so you can still travel and be with your kids and blah, 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 blah. Yes, right? It's empowering to be able to control the money. So that's one thing. Let me go back to...
And I just want to mention something about that too, that's really important. Sorry if I interrupted. I didn't do it. I could spend the money. I have the money to spend, very grateful, right? Knock on wood. I'm very grateful that I had the money to spend. If I did want to go buy those clothes and go do that, but I noticed that what was I doing? It was like a bad habit. It was becoming a bad habit when I would like have a day that I was just by myself and someone, I didn't want to go to a lunch, but I want to go to my lunch by myself or whatever. And I would just end up in the store. Right. And I would end up buying something. But I just wanted to say that it doesn't mean that you have to say, like from a scarcity point, for me, it was like being I'm proud of myself for being smart about this and challenging myself. Right. It was like a little bit of a challenge.
Well, you found that meaningful work was a core value. And so where should you be spending more of your money? Like, look at what you're spending on this event, right? This event, you guys, is not free, right? So Loren has decided, to spend more of her money on her values, things that provide her value. And that's the biggest thing with the money. Right. But let's go back to this whole collaboration thing, because I am so pumped up about this experience and finally being able to offer with you, Loren. I could never even be speaking on your stage, right? This is your stage. I'm so grateful. Every night I pray for you. I'm just so beyond excited to be there. But coming into this community that you have created and are continuing to create, it's like, how can we work together and stop playing small? I'm telling you, when you do things on your own, which, by the way, I've been trying to build my own digital advisory platform on my own and buying the courses and doing the things and sitting in this chair, like it doesn't work. The only time it works is when you're connecting and collaborating with people that think differently than you. And that's what this is about. I might be the money person, but Loren, you're the connector. Like, your net worth is in your network, right? So like, your gift is connecting people to other people. And so if you're contemplating on coming to this event, I just want to say this. Well, first of all, as a money person, your tickets, especially if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, like, the ticket is write-offable. Like, so whatever you spend, you're going to save money from a tax perspective. So you either pay money to the IRS, or you can pay a little bit money to come to the event and write that ticket off. But what I'm telling you here is that the value that we are going to get together, I have spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in the last 3.5 years building this platform. And you're going to spend a couple thousand or even a couple hundred to come to this event to get that 1 + 1 = 1,000 in the networking opportunities to help you grow. This isn't a scarcity. Like, the only thing is scarce is our thinking. Like, why would people not come to this event? And I'm not here to sell. Like, Loren and I didn't even talk about this, but I'm telling you, the value from my wound is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to help me grow my business that didn't work. I'm telling you, 2023 is going to be a completely different experience after you experience what Loren has up her little sleeve. And by the way, on my sleeve, I have abundance on my sleeve, but what Loren has up her sleeve to not just connect you to somebody else, but to connect you with hundreds and thousands of people that can help you do whatever that next thing is, that next level in your life is. Such a huge thing.
Like you said, like, we didn't really come here to even like talk about this. We were just coming to talk about, you know, the power of collaboration and what we've noticed and how much more, I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying my life so much more over the past couple months than I ever have.
Amen.
You know, I mean, and just seeing the kind of people that are really are showing up in our lives are amazing.
Because we opened the door, because you're such a giver, Loren, too, but you open the door, and the people that you bring into your life are going to help you exponentially grow whatever that next level is for you, whether it's your mission. Some of you, it's not even about money. Some of you, it's about purpose and your mission. Some of you, it is about growing your income and growing your investments and all that. Some of you, it's about just growing, your mind too, and what is possible when you connect with that one person that's going to introduce you to that next person, that's going to introduce you to that next sisterhood, where even if you're not growing a business and you're like, I want just a group of badass women that I want to go on vacation with and that I can experience more of life. And that's really what it is. So many of us just want to experience more life. And we, in order to do that, we either need to upgrade our mind, our money, or our mission, or all of the three.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
it's so powerful.
And we don't really know what season people are in, right? Like, I just got one of the ladies, a friend of mine, her husband, he passed away a couple of years, and she's here. She goes, I want to be there because she just had a breast reduction because she went through some challenges in her life, and her husband passed away. And she goes, I just need a reset. I need a reset. I need to be around some, women who are really there to support me. I feel like the world right now needs one big hug, right? You know what? We just all need to pull together. And that really is what it's about. It's always been my passion of, like, as you know, I've always been for supporting women. I'm so proud to be a woman. I think it's the biggest honor. I'm so grateful to be a woman. And I think a lot of us have some wounds too about, like, I don't have a lot of good girlfriends. Like, I have guy friends, or I have, right? Like, look, it's been nodding your head.
Yes.
And I think that we can help together, everybody understand, oh my God, I'm not alone with regards to that. So I love that we're able to offer it virtually. And it's not really virtually. I would say it's more interactively, because we're going to have breakout rooms. We're going to have chats. We're going to have an opportunity for you to meet people from around the world. And then we're going to have people that are there in the studios. But we really crafted this based on our pain. right? And pain that we have heard from other people. So we were like, okay, we are here to take away that pain. And also this isn't just, and you hear us refer to this as an experience, because it isn't an experience. You know, we always talk about the two best ways to learn are putting you in an experience and hearing and through stories. It's not through information, right? So that's why hearing each other's stories, knowing you're not alone, making it fun for you, giving you some practical things that you can really go back and say, this is the year I'm owning it. I'm owning it this year, and I'm not having to do this alone. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait. You know, it's so funny. I can't wait for our 9 a.m. calls.
I know.
I can't wait for them. I am so excited to jump on, you know, meeting with the girls, the planning committee, and then meeting with our, you know, the team that we have going together, and then talking about all these other awesome people that, you know, I've just showing you the book of one of the speakers that she gave it to us to give to everybody. So tell me, what have been the top 3 things that you have learned through your pain over the past couple, you know, this past couple of years of investing all of this money? I know I hear you. I don't even want to know how much money that I've spent, but
that's a great, I just, I would say a couple of things is that, you know, you said earlier, like the speakers and the people that are going to be there inspiring and influencing and helping others we have dealt with the pain ourselves, and we've gone through it. And the only difference between us and maybe someone else might be just the how old we are and how long we've been at this. Right. And so the thing that I've dealt with the most through this experience, and why I'm so pumped about own your worth and those words of own your worth, is because it's easy to deal with your inside and your pain and to fix it. But what happens is that just because you own your worth doesn't mean that your life is going to be amazing after this reset, right? No matter where you're at with this reset or this regrowth, or whether you're 8 or 88 or 52 or 62, it doesn't matter. But what it is that owning your worth, to me, and what I've experienced over the last 3-4 years growing, as well as what we're going to experience together, is that there's going to be the challenges don't go away. The pain and dealing with the decisions and the crossroads and all of the things that come to us on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, right? There's going to be so much that continues. Like, the higher you get with your wisdom and your experience and your knowledge, the bigger the problems are.
Absolutely. Yeah. Problems are always bigger. Yeah.
They keep growing. But what the neat thing is what I'm so excited is that dealing with those challenges and pain on my own, I could only get so far, but owning my worth is really about owning all of our worth together, and that I have people that I can rely on after this experience, that I can go, I met so-and-so, and that so-and-so is an expert in execution or expert in operations or expert in marketing or sales or whatever it is. And I can go to that person with my challenge and understanding that now I have a collective of minds that can help me move forward faster, and not just financially move forward faster, but maybe my goal is I just want more balance in my life. Like, I just want to be able to like be successful personally and professionally. Like, how do I get to that point? Well, I get to that point not alone. And to me, own your worth is really about allowing us to know that when that next thing happens, because it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yeah. You don't have to do it alone.
We don't.
You know? And I think that for all of us, it's that wound. Like we have this, like, I'm good. I got it handled, but you don't have to. There are so many resources, right? Like, that's why you said, I love to share my resources with people, because why wouldn't I? If I know someone that could help somebody grow their business without having to go through the pain, or I know someone who has some, you know, parenting things that they've gone through. I mean, why wouldn't we, you know, if we know Shefali, you know, Dr. Shefali, why wouldn't we ask her to be a part of this? Or Kathy Buckley, who has been, you know, she thought she was retarded, and it turned out she was hard of hearing, and she had, I mean, her story is amazing, Why
She's
wouldn't
awesome.
we bring her? Why wouldn't we ask her home? Or somebody that wants to do a documentary. Why wouldn't we bring Jen Stein in about how important your story is? Or someone, why wouldn't we bring these resources for, to the table? So what else have you learned? So you learned the power of, you don't have to do it alone. What else have you learned?
I also learned that it's okay to like be really vulnerable and open up your own wound and not be embarrassed. Like
Yeah.
so many of us think that we're the only one dealing with this. And it's like we're too embarrassed to talk about it. I'm telling you, I don't want to be embarrassed to talk about it. Like, and I'm not anymore. Like Loren, you and I have had in-depth conversations, right? So it's like, let's like open up. What is your biggest, remember Loren, the time you and I, you're
I
like,
do.
what is your deal? Why? Like, when you have friction with someone or there's a miscommunication, it's like, well, because people are embarrassed to talk about what is their pain? Maybe the pain is anxiety, depression, alcoholism, debt, bad relationships, like whatever it is. We've already, most of us have dealt with that and can help you. So I think it's not feeling embarrassed to bring your wound in and to share it and knowing that somebody in this group has dealt with it and we can help you.
Yep. And we're going to be there. That's why we have like this lounge available for people that they can go in there, can get information, can connect with everybody. We're here really to build a long-term community. It's so funny. I just found this. It's been on my computer. Don't look at the picture. It's my glam shot. But I was asked to do an event that I had never done, right? I'd always taught life mastery and I'd never taught wealth mastery for Tony. And Tony asked me to teach. He called me literally and said, I need you to teach virtual wealth mastery. And I'm like, dude, I've never taught wealth mastery. He goes, you'll be fine. He goes, I know. And I remember him saying to me, just take care of these people. So I went and I was part of, this event. I did training and I was watching videotapes and I was doing all of these different things. And then I made myself this little thing. This is from 3 years ago. It says, Lo, you've got this. Now is your time. Own it.
Own it.
That's from 3 years ago that I've had on my computer. And I would encourage, that's what we're here to say with you guys. You got this. You're not in this alone, right? Like that was literally in the heart of Omicron, of COVID, right? And I really did feel like I had to have like a little buddy there for me to like say, you got this. But we're here to tell you, you got this. You don't have to go this alone. We want to bring you all the resources that we can. We're about collaboration. So,
and we all have weaknesses, right? And owning your worth is part of owning your weakness and knowing what that weakness is and knowing where you need support and help and going, you know what? I'm going to own my damn worth. Even I'm going to own my weaknesses too and understand how my weaknesses are getting in the way of me wanting to achieve that next level of X, Y, and Z and making sure that you're aware of that. And I think that's part of the, to me, owning your worth is all about self-esteem and knowing that we all are failures. We all have our stuff we're not perfect. And if you try to be perfect, that's your weakness, right? So it's like owning that weakness too. Own it. And understand it and then move forward.
And move forward. Like you said, like use that as the weight from when you're skiing. Don't use that to hold you back as your shackles. I also love that you said something, about really being prepared, like be prepared for, and that's right in this book. It's so great. Her first principle is being prepared, right? And being prepared even when the stuff's going to go wrong, right?
Yeah.
We think it's all about being prepared for the good stuff. You have to be prepared for the things that aren't going to go so right. And that's what we're sharing as well, that we're really going to be sharing as well. How do we make sure that you have that that it's not just the good things that are happening that I need to be prepared for, but how I show up, when things don't go right. So
how you show up and how you react to that and how you mirror that personal growth that you need and how you react to the shit storms in life. And how do you also have the money to support exactly how you deal with that too? Because money's powerful. Like I know we haven't even talked about money yet because it's so intertwined. I mean, money's oxygen, right? So your money is your oxygen. So growing your money is super, super important and making really good decisions around your money, because I'm telling you is that money can help you solve the problems. Money can help you deal with those challenges. Money can help you take away some of the pain. But when you grow, money alone will never do that. But money is important. And when you take the combination of that money and that mind together, and you go through those challenges and deal with life, and you have the money and the mind to deal with that, like, to me, that's like, own your worth. And we're going to own it together. And I'm so excited.
I agree. I'm so excited.
You guys, okay, not a sales pitch, but buy your tickets right now, because they're going to go. They are, like, we are on our last bit of this discounted price for this event. And I'm telling you, it's a tax write-off for many of you. The value in exchange for your money, like, I'm the one who likes to turn money into more money into more money. That's what I've been doing for 23 years. And I'm telling you, this is the event that we're going to allow you to take a little bit of an investment and compound it and turn it into more and more and more. And even Lauren's dog is saying, yeah, I heard her bark.
And she's serious about it. She's
Woo, right?
But you know what? I mean, Dawn, it's so important for you to, with it, that we're talking about this. And I know I could talk to you for hours about this, but I was talking to my kids about this just last week. And I was talking about, like, when I was at the point of my life when I went through my divorce, and I said, that's it. I will never have to. I went and I had to pawn my jewelry and do all those things. I go, that freaking pawn shop's never going to see me ever again. That is never going to happen. I had a defining moment about that. And I went to work. Like, I was willing to do the work. And I think that's the other thing. You got to be willing to say, that's it. You know, you have to have a real resolve in yourself to say, I deserve to own my worth. I deserve to own my worth. Right?
It's a birthright.
Like,
it's a birthright.
And I was just saying, like, think about all the things that I was able to say yes to because I did make money a priority, right? I was able to pay cash for my son to go to New York and live in New York and go to GIA. I was able to send my son to Iceland and then go, and, and then his flight get delayed. And I was able to, have that backup to be able to say, get a new ticket. Don't worry about it. Let's just go do that. Let's just be real about this. The stress that it saved me, right? Look at now, like, money I saw something hilarious yesterday. It was a guy, and it was hilarious, but it was sad at the same time. It says, talking about your net worth, and it showed some guy wearing eggs. Did you see, like, a necklace around his, I got to send it to you, but the price of eggs for people. I mean, basic things that we need to be able, to have the quality of the life that we deserve. Mm-hmm. So we're here to increase your quality of the relationships that you have, quality of your thinking. Too many people have stinking thinking, quality of understanding why money and how you can grow. And I mean, Dawn knows how to help. She helps thousands of people grow their money. I'm excited. Like I said, she's love it. And I've worked with a lot of different financial people, but I love how real and raw that her teachings are, and you're going to love it. And then the mission, whenever you have a challenge in your life, the biggest thing that all of us have learned is that go give back, and then you look at your life and you're like, dang, you have a lot more gratitude for things in your life. So that's why we really focus on mission. With regards to just who you are as a person and what you stand for in the world. So thank you so much, Dawn. Yes. Anything else you want to share before we wrap it up?
No, just to reiterate what you just said, like, I have abundance tattooed on my wrist, because what that means to me is live and give. And giving is so important. I can't tell you how important it is. And I'm telling you, there's so many people out there that just want to take from you and take and take. And I believe the people that just want to take, and the reason why so many of us live with wealth hardship, is because we haven't worked on our stuff. We haven't filled ourselves up and worked on our pain and worked on our we all have it, right? We haven't worked on those negative parts of our life. And when you do that, you're able to, when you fill yourself up and own your worth, you're able to live more for yourself, and you're able to give more. And I'm telling you, I think, Loren, your and my mission together that God has put us on this planet for is to be able to show people that when you fill yourself up first, you can actually be a high functioning integrity human being that truly wants to help others succeed. And so many people don't get to that level because they haven't filled themselves up. So we're here to fill you up. We're here for you to deal with your things just like we do together, but you don't have to do it alone, to do it together so we can live and give to create transformation on this planet.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, we are excited. Go ahead and go to ownyourworthexperience.com. You can find about how to be a part of with us live, which is going to be amazing, but it is very limited in space. Or you can join us interactively. The event is going to be on March the 31st and April the 1st. No joke, April the 1st. So we are going to be there. And then if you're live, you're going to have an opportunity to be with us from the 30th through the 2nd. And it's just going to be amazing. And it's just the beginning. This is really the launch to a community where, always has your back. So thank you, Dawn. We've been through a lot in our past couple months together. And I'm really, really grateful. I'm really grateful just how you're a true team player and how abundant you are, which is how you show up in the world. So see you all then. Stay true.
How awesome was today? Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and invite your friends to join as well. I'm here for you with fabulous content, great guests, and lots of giveaways. To learn more of how I have taken what I've learned, applied it to my life, helped others find their true voice, text TRUE to 26786, which will give you my top tune-ups and a complimentary 15-minute discovery call with one of our coaches. And remember, keep in touch with me on Instagram at I am Loren Lahav, Facebook Loren Lahav Official, Clubhouse Loren Lahav. Make sure you text TRUE, TRUE, to 26786. Text TRUE, TRUE, to 26786. And remember to always stay true to the amazing person you are.